Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today I am finally here with my final planner lineup for 2024. So let's just jump right into it. I have a pile of planners in front of me, and I'm trying to record this in between like taking care of the kids, so I don't know how quick or short this will be, how long it will be, but I'm just going to do my best. I do want to explain all of the planners, but just to kind of caveat everything, I am a Frankenplanner and I tend to use outdated pages. I just don't get to the planners in time to be able to use them for the current year. And so in this stack, I believe I only have one planner that's current, and all the rest are kind of like a mix and match kind of game, and so I'll do my best to explain all of them, but it's just going to be kind of a random mess. So I do want to just kind of put that out there. It is my style. I do like to do that. I think just from a psychology perspective, it just helps my brain to not feel so, I guess, like tied to making it perfect if it's outdated already. Since it's outdated, it's something that I wasn't planning to use and it could basically be recycled, and so I just feel like less perfectionistic about it. So with that kind of like very long caveat out of the way, I'm going to go through. There's a stack of 4 right here, and then over here there is 5, and then honorable mention is going to be in here in my wallet. So there's a total of 10 that I am flipping through. Again, I won't spend too much time on each one, but since there are 10, it's just a lot. So I'm going to move this stack over to the side and this over to the side, and give myself this blank space. So we are going to start off with my memory books. So I do have 2 memory books, one for each of my daughters. This one is the one for Sophia. She actually doesn't love this cover, but this was the original cover for this planner. She really loves this cover, which I've already stuck on here for her. It's a cover that she's used for multiple planners at this point, but this is a vertical planner. I've already started redating it. Actually, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so it's an outdated planner. It's from 2019. In fact, I'll show you that. It's from like a 2018-2019 planner. It was an 18-month planner. I'm only using 12 months of it. So it's going to be January through December of 2024. And so the year I did white it out, and this I haven't bothered redating. I usually put a photo a day, and so any dates that I don't cover up with a photo, I will white out and redate, but that will be after I find the photos. And then I did go through and find enough pages from the months that were, I guess, like the first 6 months of it, I guess, that matched up with January. So this is January, and I did the same for February, and so I just whited out the month here, and this part right here, there was a 30, and so I whited those out. But as you can see, here's a classic vertical, and then right here I had to redate this part because it said 30, 31, and I think 1. Oh no, 30, 1 and 2, and so I redated that. I just basically made a copy of some dates and put that in there. But then the 2019 planners, starting in March, starting in March are exactly the correct dates. So I only had to do January and February, so that really worked out. So the 2019 planners, again, like really worked out. I just had to find 2 months to replace it, and I did pull from the 2018 portion of it to find 2 months that matched up, and I just whited out the month in the corner. So classic vertical. Again, I do a photo a day on the monthly part, and then here I just put big events, notes, memories, journaling, all that type of stuff. And I love using classic vertical for that. For Sophia, which that one is hers, I was using classic vertical, then I switched to color block horizontal, but now I'm back into classic vertical. And then this one is for Rose. Now this is random cover and random discs. This planner is also from 2019, as you can see here. And for Rose, I like to keep their memory books to be like the full year of their birth, like so starting from birth. So Rose was born in December, so this actually is from December of 2023, actually like this month. And so I did have to redate it, and so what I did for this was make copies of some dates and just kind of pasted it right on top. I believe this is the incorrect month, but I haven't bothered changing those dates. And I did the same for January, and I did the same for February. But March, again, starting in March, the dates match up. But same deal here, photo a day, journaling, extra photos, notes, events, all of that type of stuff. And so I love keeping the memory books. That's how I got into Happy Planner. So I'm excited to move it back into the classic vertical for the 2 memory books for my 2 daughters. So that is that for memory keeping. For regular planning, I have these two planners and actually this planner right here. So it's kind of planning, kind of journaling, but these two are going to be the main parts where I'll be planning. And so I've decided for 2024 that I'm going to separate out the things that are, it's kind of personal, but not personal per se. This is social media and this is work. So I consider this kind of like my business setup. And so one is my paid job and one is like a side hustle or like a hobby basically, but it's not like, I do make some money with like my YouTube channel and some other things, but it's just something I do for fun, really. But I also want to try to treat it like work and prioritize it like work. And so I decided for these two, these kind of like work related things, that I would use big planners for it. And so this one is my actual work, the one I get paid for, my full-time job. And then this is going to be all of my side hustle stuff, all the like entrepreneurial type stuff that I want to get started in 2024. And so in here, I have a ton of notes. Like these are all just like completely random notes, stuff from Wild University, things like that. These are all just like random notes. But in the back, the actual planner part, I'm going to be using only the weekly pages. I've already started decorating, but I'm only going to be using the weekly pages of like some outdated teacher layout pages. And because it's teacher layout, I do like to date across the top here to have the 7 days of the week, and then I get 5 boxes for each day. So again, I've decorated just 1 week. I believe I might have decorated all of January. No, I didn't. I just decorated 1 a week, but these are just like a random mishmash, like all the like random teacher layout pages that I have. They're like from random months. They're just like all these kind of like loose pages that I've had, and I just want to use it up. So for social media, my plan is basically to use each row for a different like category. So the first one I think will be YouTube. I want to try to get back into posting regularly on Instagram. So that would be like Instagram posts and then Instagram reels. And then the bottom will just be like to-dos. So I plan to try to record ahead of time, and so notes related to that type of stuff for videos or reels or whatever would go down here in the bottom 2 sections. So that is my plan for social media. It's set up on like random discs and covers, but it is big and on expander discs, just because there's so many like social media notes that I try to gather in my space and compile together into that one giant book. So that's that. This is I believe the only current planner that I have. So this is, I don't remember the name, Celestial Elegance, something like that. But I actually really love this cover. This was the one I wanted to use for social media, but I'll just eventually like use it, and then when I get tired of using it for my work planner, I'll switch it to social media. But like obviously my channel name is Aim to Plan, so I just really liked having that in there. But this is a big dashboard layout, and again, I'm using this for work, and so this has only the 2024 portion in here. I did remove the first 8 months of this planner from here, and I don't know where I put it, honestly. Let me turn this way. Sorry for the shadows too. I'm still trying to figure out my lighting, but I just got to do what I got to do. So I did decorate this. I think I did decorate all of these months, but for the monthly in my work planner, I do just track my work hours. I do work non-typical hours. I'm not like an 8 to 5 person. I kind of have to work when I can, late at night, early in the morning, that type of thing. And so I like to track my work hours just to see what I'm doing. And then I put events on this side, just like it's meant to. I actually might put work hours here too. I'm not quite sure, and not use the monthly. I don't know yet. And then obviously that's for important. Looking ahead, there's a note section, and then I just use this. This is my main love of this planner, is this task list. So I'm able to track all of my work tasks and all of my events, and then the rest is just kind of like journaling space. And so I did decorate it for January already. Yeah. So that is that. Now, if you want like a separate flip through of just like the January pages that I've decorated, I'm not done with all of them yet. I might do that maybe the first week of January. But that is the only current planner that I have. And again, I use it for work, and this one's for social media. And these two are my big setups that I'm kind of treating like my work planners. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I have my wallet right here on top, but I'm going to move this whole stack over. This is a stack of 5, and these are my personal planners. So these are all set up right now on just classic size discs and classic covers. Some of these I do have labels from like 2023, like these covers that I labeled from 2023. The only one I'm missing is this one, which is a brand new planner for me. I'll actually talk about that last. But these others were like ones that I'm just basically or not re-adding, but like continuing into 2024. There are things that work for me. I just had to find pages to match it. So the big change here for my personal planner is that I'm doing daily pages, which I'll show you, but also I'm going to be doing weekly pages for personal planning. And so the weekly pages are from this Work Plus Life planner, which has all the beginning information. Oh, actually, this is a current planner, so 2 current planners. But this is the new hourly layout. So I'll show this up close to you, but it starts at 5:30 and ends at 10:30 at that 10 o'clock block. And what I'm going to do with this is try to time track and do time blocking. I don't know if that'll work for me, but I really want to try to be able to prioritize all the different areas of my life and be able to track like work again, but also personal time and where my personal time gets split up. So like how much time I'm spending with my daughters, how much time I'm spending with my husband, with my extended family, that kind of thing. And so being able to track all of that here, and I think just color coding, not actually writing any of that out, but just color coding and just seeing at a glance all the, like visually where colors land is kind of what I'm thinking. So I do have that in here for that. Of course, I can always change my mind and use it for something different. But then the second part of this is the actual planning part of it. I did decorate one page already. So this is the page I decorated, just using random stickers in my stash. But this is a tool daily on 2 pages. And it's actually originally letter size, and I trimmed off this top part right here, which had like the date and stuff like that, and then the part down here, which was basically the margin, like the punches for the tool, but also like some decorative elements and like the to-do list that's right here in the corner. And it worked out that basically the thing that got left was the hourly, which I need, and it got rid of all of the outdated sections of it. So I have gone through, for January at least, and stamped in the dates, as you can see here. And then this one goes from 6:30 to 11, so it's a little bit later in the day. I do not wake up at 5:30, so yeah, I'm not going to be up at 5:30, but definitely 6:30 to 11 is perfect for me. I do plan to use this for events, also tasks. I might put tasks on this side, I might put it here, but I want to use this for obviously events and tasks, but also for my food log, because I don't have a separate food log planner for 2024. Again, subject to change, but I am, for January at least, deciding to combine my personal and my food log all on this page, and it gives me plenty of space to write with it being on 2 pages, plenty of space for events, tasks, my food log stuff, any journaling I want to do, all of that can kind of like be in here. And I have pretty much all of January in here already stamped and ready to go. And I don't know if it'll be functional, if I'll be using stickers, but for the time being, I'm gonna try to use down my sticker stash, so I will start off at least decorating it. So that's the heart of my personal system, is basically the daily pages, and I'm adding in the time blocking, the color tracking for the weekly pages. Now these other 4 are my like specialty planners. And so the first one is Faith. So Faith is kind of interesting. It is a Faith Warrior, which is from 2019. Actually, I'll show it to you. It's like right here, the 2019 Faith Warrior Planner, which just like with the memory books, March onward is the correct dates. And so I had to redate January and February, which I did the same thing, made copies and just kind of glued the correct dates on top. But I'm going to try to, and I've kind of flipped past it like very quickly, but I'm going to try to do this scripture writing challenge. This is from christianbook.com, and I'll link that in the description. But what I'm going to do is try to write, just like it says right here, 1 Bible verse a day for an entire year. I have January in here, and I don't know if I want to do it on the monthly. I just think it might be too little of a space, and so what I'm going to do is probably just write it straight on the weekly. And so I'll write like the Bible verse here, and then just write down here. And I don't know if I'll have enough space to do any of the like the SOAP method that's this was meant for. I might just have space to write the verse, and that will be totally fine for me. And so that's what I plan to use these pages for. And then one of the interesting things about the Faith Warrior is that in between each week, it has like these additional like pages, and I love this because I do plan to use this for summer notes, and then any additional like devotionals or Bible studies that I'm doing, I might take notes in this section. I will take notes in this section. And then this I'm actually going to use for my prayer list. So any requests or praises for God, for prayers for others, prayers for myself, supplications, praise reports, any of that type of stuff will go here. This is a blessings section, so it says blessings this week, and this one says grateful for, and so I'll use that to journal for the week. And then it has daily action tracker, reading, prayer, gratitude, and then 3 that are blank that I can kind of feel for whatever. And so this, I think, will be for reading the Bible, obviously praying, and then writing gratitude. And I'm not sure about these other three. So if you have any thoughts about that, feel free to let me know. But it's like that every week. So it has like the typical like faith layout pages, and then in between it has this like extra page for each week. So I'm excited about that. And so that's the plan for this planner, the faith planner, which I consider kind of a journal more so than planning, right? And then this is home. So this is labeled as home, but it's basically going to be my new home planner, but for chores. And so I have there's the home extension pack. So I'm missing one of the tabs, the budget tab, but I have chores, meal plans, and projects from the home extension the household extension pack, which is in here, with my own DIY notes in here as well. I know I have a couple of like random pages that I stuck in here, but then in the back is going to be the planner that I'm going to be using for tracking my chores, and that's going to be the Simply layout. So this is the one that I got from Walmart. Half of it's outdated, so January through June is the correct dates. So this is 2.5 current planners, and I have forgotten totally what I have in my stash, but I don't plan to use the monthly for anything. But here I plan to just kind of write which tasks I cleaned up. This will actually be the chores section, but this is like my decluttering section. And one of the decluttering challenges that I follow is the Declutter 365 challenge, which I have worked through like probably 10 years worth, kind of off and on. And I want to be more intentional about like trying to complete it. And so they give a challenge every single day for something to declutter in your house and organize in your house. And so I want to basically journal about that using this. And so in July, I'll have to redate, because July 2023 to December 2023, that's obviously passed. So it's like outdated for the second half, but I'm going to use it. So that is home. The next one is budget. Budget is kind of interesting. This one, honorable mention here, goes in here. It's going to, this little tiny thing will be my expense tracker. I'm going to stick it in my wallet, and I won't flip that. Actually, I shouldn't show you that just because it has my credit cards and stuff like that. But I'm going to break this down and basically just stick it into my wallet with my credit cards and just write down all of my expenses. So that's the plan for that. But the rest of this is Happy Planner dividers, and then this planner, I can't pronounce it, SOLIGT, I have no idea, but it's a budget planner from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. It will be an affiliate link, so if you purchase this planner, I do get a small commission for your purchase, so thank you for that. But this SOLIGT budget planner, I feel like would work really well for me. At the beginning, it has a couple of like yearly pages, which I think are like really good for me, at least because it keeps it all on one like spread instead of like every single month, and so I'm able to track my bills a little bit better. There's a saving goal, which I don't know if I'll use, saving tracker, debt tracker, and then like the page before each divider basically is like this pocket where I've been putting like bills, so the bills for the house, and so inside there's a monthly budget, which I plan to use. I'm definitely using that, and then it has the calendar, which I'll be using to track our bills, and any other like our income and paychecks and things like that. And then in between it had some expense tracking pages, which I took out, and I'm going to be using this little tiny thing in my wallet for my expense tracking, and so I won't need like those additional pages. I don't want to duplicate the information, but I will come back in here and do the monthly budget review, which talks about like how well I've been doing, and it's a reflection. I do have a more in-depth flip through of this budget planner, and I'll link that in the description so you can kind of follow along with that. But then it goes back to the pocket page. So basically for each month, I have the monthly budget, the calendar, the monthly budget review, and then the envelope for the next month. And so that's pretty much it for the entire month. And so I'm really loving that, how slim it is. It will start bulking up once I start adding in like bills and things like that. But you know, it's for right now like perfect for me just to keep it to just like the monthly expenses, and then doing expense tracking in like the little smaller book that I showed you. Okay, I feel like I've just talked without like a single period the entire time, but this is the very last one. This is a new addition for me, which is why it doesn't have like one of the covers. This is going to be what I'm calling a family planner. So one of the things that in the past, like I would say like 2 or 3 months has really been on my heart and on my mind is like staying on top of my extended family a little bit more. So not just like their medical issues and like anything that I'm actually doing with them, but also just like reaching out to them more and talking to them and touching bases with them and just checking on them in general. And so that includes like my mom and my dad, but also my siblings. Sometimes I don't talk to my brother for like months at a time. So, just being more intentional about like touching bases with them and talking to my family. Also my in-laws, so my husband's family, and just making sure I talk with his parents and talk with his siblings, and just, again, touching bases with our family. I also have a lot of cousins, and we are all getting older, and so it's getting to the point where now I'm realizing that I can go months, years sometimes with not talking with a cousin of mine for forever. So I just want to be more intentional about touching bases and communicating, just sending them a quick text, whatever it is, and following them on Facebook and just leaving comments on their Facebook posts, that kind of thing. And so this planner will be for that. And so this, because it's brand new, I haven't like done all the things. I did put it on this cover and just a random set of discs, like I said, but this is actually an outdated planner that actually it was this planner. I did convert it from the coil bound to discs, so it looks like that, but it is a classic vertical. It is outdated, but I did redate it all. I'm pretty sure I did it like for the entire, like what I have in here, which is through June, I think. Yeah, so June 30th. Yeah, so it's like January through June. So the first 6 months of 2024. And I did start decorating it already, as you can see here. But again, it's just really going to be more so like a journal for my family. And we'll see how that goes. I'm just excited to, again, be more intentional about reaching out to my family. So, yeah, that was a lot. But this is what we've got. I've got my family planner, my budget planner with this tiny thing that will go in my wallet. Okay, so that's 2. Then home is 3 with my chores. 4 is faith. 5 is personal, and this had 2, so it had my daily pages and my weekly pages, so that's 5. All right, and then here is my work planner, the big dashboard, and this was big teacher layout pages that were outdated for my social media. This is Rose's memory book, which is an outdated classic vertical, and then this is Sophia's memory book, which is also an outdated classic vertical. And that's all. Okay, so last little note before I end this video, I will say that for the most part, I tend to stick to the same kind of system, but I do give myself the room to adjust and change it up and delete things, add things, whatever. The only thing that I do like to keep consistent for the entire year are the 2 memory books. So these 2 things will not change for the entire year. I will use this come hell or high water. It will be classic vertical for the entire 12 months that I'm using these 2 planners, and that's it. The others, I give myself the right to change layouts, to not use it for several months at a time, to add pages, whatever. They can be more flexible, but these will stay the same. So, or like with that final note, I will end this video. That was actually quite long, and my kids didn't disturb me, so that's good news. So I know I was kind of all over the place. I know I'm moving fairly quickly through it, but it's been my system for a very long time, so I'm used to it. But if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.